I got on here to do a whole talk around dreams. And as I was beginning, a leaf blower started just absolutely buzzing outside of my apartment. And it was too loud. I mean, it may not have come through here, but it was like vibrating my apartment, my body, and very distracting. And so I just paused because in the work I do, I say often everything belongs. A number of religious traditions would echo that. It all belongs. And especially those buzzing sounds and experiences that kind of live just outside of our peripheral vision and just outside of consciousness that tend to irritate us and drive us crazy and impact all the things that we do, the decisions we make, the decisions we avoid making, the people that we lean toward and try to create relationships with, and the people that we cross the street to avoid, for better or for worse. When there is something buzzing in the background, it alters our actions. It alters how we engage life. And this is shadow work. That is what shadow work is. It's starting to really own and take inventory of the buzzing. What is just continually distracting you? What is continually right there and that's leaving you off balance and leaving you in this state of reactivity and not in a place of authenticity or authentic action, but almost like manipulated reaction. The buzzing manipulates how you show up. So what's the background noise in your life that you don't want to acknowledge? Who's the person? What's the emotion? Can you locate it in your body? Can you locate, I had a mentor one time say, can you find the zip code? What's the zip code in your body of that buzzing? Maybe it's a longing, it's a desire, it's something that you unconsciously and secretly even hope for to just happen, to just find you. Maybe it's resentment. Who do you resent? What do you resent? Who's wronged you? Who do you feel so much hatred and disdain for? Maybe the background noise is just this pervasive, almost enveloping atmosphere of shame. You just feel bad, like you feel inherently bad, so it alters everything. It's like you can't get into an elevator without feeling this like guilt that someone is coming that may need to get on the elevator too, and so you wait longer. Or you press the closed door button really fast so that you hide that shame. You don't have to acknowledge it. You can just shut the door and be like, okay, I'm going down. I'm going up. I don't need to worry about them. Maybe it's guilt, right? Maybe it's not so much that I am bad, but there's some kind of debt. There is something that you owe someone. You may just owe them an explanation. You may just simply owe them a text back or an email back, or you may owe them an apology. You may owe them your authentic truth. You may just owe them your truth. You may owe yourself your truth. And so there's this kind of prodding guilt of like, I'm not in alignment with who I am, or like what I am about, what I need, desire. And this almost like, indebtedness to yourself. In Jungian terms, we'd call that a misalignment of the ego and the self, right? The conscious personality is not in alignment with this larger sense of wholeness. And there's a lot of times we're just simply unconscious of that, but you may have reached a point of consciousness around a particular area of life where you know you're not in alignment, and you just continue to move forward because there's probably even a limiting belief. There's some sort of belief that says, but I don't have the time or the energy or the know-how to get into alignment. Or there's the belief of it could be theological. It could be this kind of meta belief, moral belief that I can't get into alignment with that. It's bad. But your experience says otherwise. But your belief, your rational mind says, yeah, but you can't go towards that. So, what's the buzzing? What do you find is just annoying you? I'm going to invite you right now to just close your eyes. And my guess is, I would probably wager that there are stories, people, experiences, images, emotions rising to the surface in this. I want you just to take a moment and feel them. Feel them in your body. Feel how they affect your body. Feel the budding catharsis of acknowledging the buzzing, of just leaning into it, letting it speak. Take a moment and maybe just jot some thoughts, reflections, feelings down. And you can pause this video at any time and come back to it, obviously. But as you do that, as you acknowledge the buzzing, something quite mysterious happens. And that is that all the energy you were using to keep that buzzing at a distance, you get that energy back. It takes so much of our psychological and emotional energy, which could be used to create relationships, to create content, to create anything, to go to the grocery store, to clean the house, to schedule a fun activity with your kids, whatever. Energy that could go to that tends to be redirected towards keeping out the buzzing, to trying to ignore it, right? Because we inherently see the buzzing as something that is not life-giving. It's annoying and needs to be gotten rid of. But that buzzing is actually a really good sign. It means that something is close to conscious. It's right there. And if you can just take that step, and it's a little death, right? It's a death of the ego. And that little death of the ego is what reconnects, in Jungian terms, the ego-self axis, right? You think of it like a well where, you drop the bucket down and you're able to pull water back up, right? It opens that passageway back up. It unclogs the drain. It breaks the dam so the river can flow again. If you can acknowledge that, you get that you start getting that energy back, right? You start reallocating all of that energy that was defending against acknowledging the buzzing, and you pull that back, and you're able to use it for other things. So, how much energy are you sending to hold this boundary with something that actually just needs to be acknowledged? It just needs to be heard. It just needs to be seen. I often tell clients, when you do this, not only do you get energy back, but that buzzing starts to quiet. the inflammation goes down. That irritation and the redness, the swelling, it just starts to dissipate and the wound starts to heal. And you didn't need a big experience. You just needed to stop trying to force yourself to ignore the buzzing and just accept it. Accept the buzzing. Pause what you're doing. Allow that buzzing to be heard. Allow yourself to hear it. Breathe through that and bring that energy back home for your people, for your community, for yourself, for life. If you would like to connect with me one-on-one, you can email me or schedule a 20-minute discovery call. I'd love to look at what's buzzing, what's keeping you up at night, and what's keeping you distracted during the day, and keeping you from really embracing your life and living your life, and what is extracting all of this energy from you. So reach out. I'd love to connect with you. Remember to drink water and love yourself because you have a very good self. Take care.